The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
Good evening and welcome to Today on One. I'm Maggie Forciero. In the news tonight, Keetmanshoop Town Council owes itself thousands. Student representatives seek clarity on NASFAF dissolving. Miora responds to SWAPO Party's Central Committee. Nearly 3,000 graduate from International University of Management. Amaheke farmers and Nampol engagement end on positive note. And round up Business on One, Comments Corner, Sports and the weather. At a recent press conference, the Landless People's Movement shared records with the media of major private and public organizations who owe the municipality of Keetmanshoop millions of dollars that had accumulated over the last 30 years. Currently, there are about 7,000 active debt cases involving corporations and individuals who owe the town council.
In fact, the system is so bad that the Keetmanshoop Town Council owes rates and taxes to itself. Where's the evidence? Let me look at the evidence. Keetmanshoop Municipality Head Office, 332,000. The municipality owes itself 300,000. How does it work? 31 years of SWAPO.
The leaders of the Landless People's Movement LPM revealed the names of state-owned organizations that have avoided paying their debts for years under the leadership of the ruling party, SWAPO.
Teachers Resource Training Center, Ministry of Education, 3.2 million. You can go University of Namibia, 557,000. You can go Roads Contractor Company, 529,000. Government institutions, we can still go. Ministry of Finance, Customs, 451,000. Why is SWAPO not paying? The central government, why are they not paying? Transnamib, 377,000. We can go. Ministry of Works, 272,000. Ministry of Veterans Affairs, 268,000. Nampol, 241,000. Again, Ministry of Education, 182,000. It's for water, it's for rates and taxes, it's for electricity. We can go on and on. So what? Ministry of Fisheries, 210,000. Nampol, 203,000. You want to make it seem that this is a residence problem only? It's not a residence problem only. It's fundamentally a government not paying. Name Water, that talks a lot about closing water. Very useless company, Name Water. 182,000. University of Namibia, 192,000. Ministry of Lands and Resettlement, 83,000. Office of the Judiciary, 82,000. Transnamib, 77,000. What are we talking about here? That you say residents are the only problematic people. National Housing Enterprise, 71,000.
SWAPO went on to say that private enterprises owe the municipality the most, and they are looking at ways at how to approach these institutions in order for them to repay their debt.
There are companies, and I would not mention their names. There are companies, private sector companies, one of which, for instance, owes 3.2 million. How did that happen? Why was that money not collected? It's not a 9-month debt here. It's a historic debt. Who was at the apex of Keetmanshoop for the last 5 years? Why were they not collecting these debts? And so you can go on and on regarding private sector businesses and what they owe. And the biggest chunk actually per capita is from private sector businesses, followed by government institutions.
According to the LPM leadership, the Keetmanshoof's chief executive officer has been assigned the duty of creating a depth segmentation report as well as a practical depth consolidation and reduction strategy.
Get into character with Ackermans. Gear up with boys' character tees, 2 for only 80. And girls' character tees, 2 for only 80. You save $19.90 in sizes up to ages 10. Complete the look with character flip-flops for only $39.95. Only at Ackermans.
Every Saturday at 7 p.m., you can stay true to Namibia sounds with our Valentine's True Music Sessions. Only on 99 FM. Stay tuned. Stay true. There's no wrong way. Valentine's. Not for sale to persons under the age of 18. Drink responsibly.
Get ready to enjoy Simba's Sounds of Flavor.
All Simba flavors. Let's roll. Liza, smoke beef. Kwanga finiga. Shaya chocolate. Shakita mud.
Together we roar because Simba roars with flavor.
More than ever before, football fans demand unique insight and analysis. The Football Review is much more than a highlights show. Bold, provocative editorial that goes beyond conventional reporting, setting the agenda for football discussion. Champions League, Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, Liga 1, and much more. Want genuine insight with hard-hitting editorial? Need compelling premium football content? The Football Review. Best, bar none.
Student representatives from various institutions recently met in the capital to express their dissatisfaction with the alleged decision by the Ministry of Higher Education, Training and Innovation to dissolve the Namibia Student Financial Assistance Fund.
The student representatives say NSFAF and the Higher Education Ministry did not involve them in the discussion and are demanding answers.
We are talking about a new building which has just been erected, not even 2 years old, from student funds, and it's meant to serve that purpose. And the other fact is that students, leaders, and students at large were not consulted on that regard, and they are stakeholders in this thing. So now the position of a ministry to recall the NSFAF back to them, how will they cope if they couldn't cope then? What new mechanism do they have in place?
If the allegations are true, it would mean that NSFAF will go from being an independent entity to becoming part of the directorates under the Ministry of Higher Education, Training and Innovation.
We've observed two things. Just to give you a brief history as what had transpired. NSFAF used to be under the Directorate of Education back then. It was removed due to some certain things, allegations of corruption, allegations of favoritism, allegations of politicians getting involved. So it has become surprising to us to see that now again they want to return it back.
NSFAF recently began operating from its newly built multi-million-dollar headquarters in Eros. The disgruntled student representatives are concerned over what might become of it once the institution dissolves.
What will happen to, as I understand it, NSFAF has been operating as standing own organizations, which I believe, yes, it has its own staff members, the employees. What will happen to those employees? Are they going also to retrench them like it has been already happening as we are busy battling now with our economic now that many of Namibians have lost their jobs already. We are talking of example like the Namibia company which was already closed and retrenched many of Namibians. And you one could ask what would happen to their children that are still busy in schools. We are here fighting for the student to be funded, and yet their parents are losing jobs. And this is also one of the implications and the impact that the dissolving of this NSFAF is going to cause.
Today on One contacted the Ministry of Higher Education, Training and Innovation, and they confirmed that the Cabinet made the call to dissolve NSFAF. It's just a matter of time before the procedures finalize.
Today on One recently spoke with Theo Muyoro, the Chief Electoral Officer of the Electoral Commission of Namibia, about the SWAPO Party's Secretary-General Sophia Shaningwa's comments against the electoral body. Shaningwa claimed, amongst others, that the ECN broke the Electoral Act by not inviting their agents to view the spoiled ballots, which she says was opened without the SWAPO Party's knowledge or involvement.
Sophia Shaningwa, the SWAPO Secretary-General, claimed at a recent media briefing at the SWAPO headquarters that the Political Bureau of the SWAPO Party Central Committee had noted an alleged political agenda by the ECN to bring the SWAPO Party's name into disrepute.
The Political Bureau at its ordinary meeting held on the 16th of September 2021 in the window noticed with concern the agenda-based, unwarranted, systematic, and choreographed attempts by the ECN to throw the name of SWAPO Party into disrepute. In particular, the Political Bureau have noticed the public pronunciation allegedly made by the outgoing commissioner and former chairperson of ECN by alleging, accordingly to the report, that we wrongly declared SWAPO as Dongalinena winner. These pronunciations are not only reckless, but are far-fetched of help and have compromised the ECN as a truly professional body that is delivering professionally driven elections results to the Namibian people. Such a reckless statement is trying to portray a negative image around matters concerning the elections in the Republic of Namibia.
SWAPO claimed that the ECN broke the Electoral Act by not inviting their agents to view the spoiled ballots, and that the governing party's official seal on the boxes had been opened without the SWAPO party's knowledge or involvement. Theo Muyoro, the ECN's chief electoral officer, was recently interviewed by Today on One to discuss the claims.
I will not comment on views or positions expressed by the SWAPO party in their press statement, one of which was a rerun of the election for the Donga-Linana constituency. As far as I'm concerned, any rerun can take place if a competent court orders such to happen or such to occur. I believe the SWAPO party, with due respect, are entitled to their positions and their views, and I think what we're dealing with right now is a recount process as ordered by the Electoral Court. We are not looking at a rerun situation. So that is that. I also want to mention here that on the 12th of July, the Electoral Court had specifically ordered and directed the Electoral Commission to provide access to the APP to about 57 rejected ballot papers. 57 rejected ballot papers. And we had complied with that particular court order. It is true that we did not explicitly invite the other contestants, even though they were served with this particular court order, that particular ruling. We had not specifically invited them. I think in hindsight, we should have invited them as interested parties to be able to be there and observe those proceedings. But I think our focus at the time was really to comply with the court order, and that was to, at the time, to make available those 57 rejected ballot papers to the applicants, which in this case is the APP.
The ECN has released the final results for the recount of spoiled ballots in the 2020 Regional Council election of Ndongalinena constituency, with SWAPO candidate Kampota Michael Shiwana declared the winner in a landslide victory over All People's Party candidate Daniel Jami. Kampota earned 20 more votes than Jami, the APP's candidate.
At Spar, we're here for you with 3 days of super deals and incredible savings across the store. Get Kellogg's Cornflakes for just $29.99 and Nescafe Root Coffee and Nestle Cremora. Buy both for only $90. It's 3 days of incredible savings only at Spar.
We can't wait to be together again. But until then, let's stay safe.
Full of cheers. Tafo Lager, Namibian like you.
$2,841 qualifications were awarded to graduates from the International University of Management. They have received higher diplomas and degrees in various fields offered by the higher learning institution that currently has a student population of 12,000.
The International University of Management is one of the fastest growing institutions of higher learning in Namibia. This week, the university held a graduation ceremony held under the theme Resilience Amid COVID-19 Towards Academic Success. The 17th convocation at the International University of Management took place virtually at its main campus. The event saw 30% more graduates being awarded with qualifications compared to the previous year. In his keynote address, the founder described this achievement as phenomenal.
To me, and by any standards, this is phenomenal, especially taking into account the extremely difficult conditions and circumstances in which students and lecturers had to operate. In my view, this upward trend or trajectory could only be achieved through divine intervention. And of course, determination, perseverance, teamwork, as well as resilience. Allow me to thank lecturers, parents, guardians, and sponsors who encouraged our graduates to achieve this important milestone in their lifetime. In academia, we say this is only the beginning of a long journey which you have set yourself to undertake, as education never ends. It is important to know that out of the total number of 2,841 graduates, 76.2% consist of female students. While male students constitute just a mere 23.8%. Men, I'm telling you, women are here to stay. And they've decided to show us Komtsewanjamba. Bravo to our mothers, bravo to our women. We are very, very proud of you.
The Vice Chancellor of the university said the institution embraced online teaching and learning before the COVID-19 pandemic, allowing it to adapt during the new normal as it prepares for another intake.
Already, we have started to register new and incoming students online, and IUM applications for admission into any of our programs can be completed online as well. We have really moved into the new age of digital transformation. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to salute our graduates who have made it to this point of receiving their qualifications today. For you to get here, I am sure you have worked hard and sacrificed your time and other resources for quality education.
In her message to the graduates, Dean of Education Faculty Alpha Ndeunyama wished them all well as they embark on their careers as future teachers in the education sector.
You will forever be known as a class of COVID-19. I encourage you to embrace that label. You were resilient and met a historic challenge with great ease. The characters you display while doing so will serve you for the rest of your lives. Dear future teachers, I quote, go out there and educate the world. Go out there and change the world for better.
The event was live-streamed on the IUM social media pages.
The Namibian police force undertook another visit to the Omaheke region near Rooikraal to engage the farming community. This time around, the community expressed satisfaction in the law enforcement, noting that crimes such as stock theft and poaching had decreased since the operation was launched.
In April this year, the Namibian Police Force regional commanders of Omaheke and Khomas pledged to cooperate in combating crimes that plague the two regions affecting the farming community. This weekend at a feedback session, only one farmer complained of losing livestock in the last few months. The rest had other complaints.
I would like to thank Warrant Officer Ndove. I think he and his team really went out of their way to assist and that we can have the people that was responsible, that we can currently have them in jail. And even before that, the warrant officer of Dorabus, when I was still involved in Arnhem, I think those are guys that you must really look after. But that brings me to the point is, what is the current legislation or protocol within the police regarding patrols and roadblocks? Because in my case, it was really, these people were caught with red-handed because of patrols that was done.
If you make a statement at the police station, are you allowed to get a copy of your statement with a police stamp on it, yes or no? Because some police officers refuse to give you that statement in a copy form.
If I'm outside Klein Windhoek, I even can't go to the police station and have my paper certified because when they send me to the head office. If I go to Kapswam, I've got no problem. But Klein Windhoek, small things which happen outside Klein Windhoek, they don't accept anything. They send you to head office or whatever.
Nempel Deputy Inspector General said the feedback from the community illustrates that the strategy has yielded positive results. He said the aim now is to implement the program in other regions.
Today we have seen really the positive things that are coming out. That means the strategy that we are applying is really working. I think people, they got less problems, people, they have less questions, people, they have less complaints. That means the feedback meeting is very important, because what we need to do is really to give them feedback and also to get feedback from them. And I think it's just what we got. So we are seeing some trend, and we will just continue with our officers just to ensure that we maintain the momentum. Because that was a cycle of 3 months feedback. So that means immediately from after this meeting, we are going to communicate. We want to go to Haltap and Khomas, and then from there we go to Erongo, Chozonjupa, and the Khomas, and then I think I will be done with this area. So I will then have my schedule. I will draw up now a schedule because really people are calling. Kavango East is calling, Kavango West is calling. So many people are calling countrywide. And I think the purpose is not only a question of going there, but we really want to engage the community with the regional commander, to support the regional commander in the day-to-day program.
The farmers also brought up the slow process of recruiting new reservists that will assist the local police in fighting crime. General Shikongo ordered that this matter be finalized immediately for the reservists to join the force.
If God be anything, He should be everything. Strength provider, the architect of every ring. Experienced penny years, see the face of God and live.
I pray to God for my enemy. Why you ready? Why you baby? Wanna baby? Insta baby, Insta baby, Insta baby. Why you lying? Shake what your mama gave ya. Everybody move what your mama gave ya. Everybody shake what your mama gave ya. Everybody move, yet lost fuck.
You are now watching the V10 Countdown.
Enjoy these fantastic payday savings at Clicks until 6 October. Buy Clicks 2-ply toilet paper 18 rolls, $92.99 per pack. Buy Huggies Gold disposable nappies jumbo pack, 2 for $2, $18.99 per pack, and 1 for $2, $29.99. Buy Nivea body lotion 625 mils and Repair and Care body lotion 400 mils, 2 for $121. Clicks, feel good, pay less.
In other leading stories, the Southern African Science Service Center for Climate Change and Adaptive Land Management, in collaboration with the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, will hold a hybrid GMES and Africa regional workshop next week in Windhoek. The Global Monitoring for Environment and Security and Africa initiative is a program formed out of mutual cooperation between Africa and Europe with a focus on Earth observation systems. It was formed to respond to the global need to manage the environment, understand and mitigate the effects of climate change, and ensure civil security by providing information to policymakers, scientists, private sector, and the public. GMES and Africa aims to promote development of local capacities, institutional, human and technical resources for access to and exploitation of Earth observation-based services on an operational basis for sustainable development in Africa. The workshop's envisaged outcomes will be to ensure shared knowledge and understanding of the new and innovative Earth observation technologies and their application to society. Expected to visit is a broader pool of international delegates from Europe and Africa, both physically and virtual.
Hi there, parents. Do you have primary school kids and want them to get extra quality supplementary lessons to up their grades? Then simply switch to One Africa TV's #LearnOn1, where your kids can get maths, English and science lessons every weekday from 9 to 11 a.m. with repeats from 2 to 4 p.m. And thanks to NMH's MyZone, these lessons are 100% Namibian. There's so much to learn with #LearnOn1. Invite learning in.
Are you a CMAS member? Did you know that should you need medical treatment, you have access to quality private hospitalization, guaranteed specialist treatment in private hospitals across Namibia with Complement Gap. Complement Gap is a complimentary product for CMAS members only, which covers the shortfall between what CMAS pays and private hospitals charge. You and your family have more than 2 million in medical gap cover per year at a very affordable price. That's not all. You also have access to emergency evacuation within Namibia and $10 million international travel cover for those unforeseen events abroad. Take the financial burden off your shoulders. Invest in your family's health. SMS GAP to 999 555 and we'll contact you. Terms and conditions apply.
Every Saturday at 7 p.m., you can stay true to Namibia sounds with the Valentine's True Music Sessions. Only on 99 FM. Stay tuned. Stay true. There's no wrong way. Valentine's. Not for sale to persons under the age of 18. Drink responsibly.
Joseph Shifeni is standing by for today's Business on One and
where in April dozens of
We have loved each other since high school and now you want to turn your back on me? All the plans we made, you just throw them away? And you want Nambi now? When I've always been there for Iziwa, do you understand? And she doesn't even love you. I wasted my time on someone like you.
Don't be like that, Jalia.
Love, everybody needs it. Love.
Oraniumund, established in 1936, from which point onwards CDM, now Namdeb Diamond Corporation, provided every service, the schooling, infrastructure and entertainment required for the people of the town. The winds of change is blowing over Oraniumund, which is no longer a closed town.
This ship was commandeered by King Charles III, and he actually sent a knight to Spain to go and fetch some money from investors, because they wanted to go and fetch some spices in India.
When we were kids, the mine delivered milk, bread, and black paper, black plastic bags for your rubbish, and cleaned your garden, did the maintenance of your house. You had furniture already installed in your house.
Joseph Shifeni is standing by for today's Business on One and Economic Indicators.
Welcome to this evening's edition of Business on One. I'm Joseph Shifeni. For years, Namibian-made products have had to obtain barcodes from South Africa. In May this year, the GS1 Global General Assembly in Geneva granted Namibia a unique barcode that is expected to boost local producers' participation in the global marketplace. Outlined by the Namibia Trade Forum as a market barrier for local produced goods, the barcode is a unique code that identifies a product and allows it to be sold. This week, the Ministry of Industrialization and Trade launched Namibia's very own barcode, where the Minister, Lucia Ipumbu, described it as a major contributor toward their growth at home strategy.
The government of the Republic of Namibia is indeed delighted that the General Assembly took a unanimous decision to grant Namibia the license to become a GS1 member organization. We should all approach this and appreciate the purpose of establishing a Namibia GS1 Center is to support the development of recognized, professional, and finished products. At the same time, also to encourage the local manufacturers to sell their products inside and outside the local market. Through that center, our business community are encouraged and given a platform through which they could expand their finished product basket to contribute to the growth at home strategy. And this we can do through a diversified value-added products. As a Ministry of Industrialization and Trade, we are doing all that we could to ensure that the growth at home strategy is fully implemented. Thus, our focal point has been to ensure that Namibian-made products have market access not only locally but at the international level as well.
Ipumbu urged the business community to make meaningful use of the GS1 Namibia Center and hopes that it will unlock opportunities for small and medium enterprises. The Namibia GS1 Center will administer, facilitate and allocate barcodes in the country.
Today, we all have a number, not a name. Collectively, we belong to the 631 generation. You might have seen it on your entrance. We printed out 10 of them and you're welcome to take them. They're really a landmark that we celebrate. This is the global identification code granted to us by the GS1 organization. May 631 be blessed with success and good fortune. There are more than 40,000 SMEs registered in our country, and they are the very essential engine of development, growth, and employment, responsible for increasing the level of comfort and standard of living for all Namibians. This tool will help them be recognized and accepted worldwide and within our borders, especially at retailers. Imagine a Namibian producer who made makeup, who produced eggs, who made cookies, who made a clothing line, that now can feel proud about being able to legitimize their product locally with a Namibian barcode made in Namibia for Namibian consumption. Until now, most of our barcodes in our products, Namibian made and made abroad by Namibians, and that are sold in Namibia were manufactured locally and are backed by codes registered in South Africa, 600. Pick up most products, you will notice it. Many companies that are based in Namibia who order and manufacture products abroad generate products with barcodes from many diverse countries. Without our own local barcodes, we generate potential chaos of information, lack of pride in our consumption, untraceable economic flows, and the impossibility to study our trends and generate rational economic policies. The granting of this license is a blessing in birthing the Namibian name into global standards.
The trade minister said they will engage government agencies, manufacturers, entrepreneurs and consumers for collaboration throughout the value chain to ensure that Namibian products not only reach local and international markets, but also that they are highly consumed. Thank you for watching. Join me again next week and don't forget to follow us on our social media pages.
New Nivea Black and White Deo protects me and my favorite outfit. That's why I feel confident and free. With 5 times Deo Action Formula, I stay fresh and protected for 48 hours. And my clothes stay stain-free. Try SA's #1 anti-stain Deo.
At Spar, we're here for you with 3 days of super deals and incredible savings across the store. Get Brooks Oros for just $27.99 and Nescafe Classic Coffee. Buy any 2 for only $100. It's 3 days of incredible savings only at Spar.
Now we look at Comments Corner, your daily dose of comments from our social media pages. Various opposition parties and genocide-affected community members held a peaceful demonstration to hand over a petition to the Speaker of the National Assembly. The protesters were forced to jump over the Parliament gate to protest directly in front of Parliament. Opposition party members had heated confrontations with the police force before the situation was brought under control. Matthew says they should go to Germany as the State House has nothing to do with the genocide. Tommy says it's good to see the leaders in unity for one purpose. Claudia says freedom of speech should have been granted at the start of the genocide talks. While Hingamhito and Matthias say this is what one Namibia, one nation means. That is all from Comments Corner. Be sure to post your comments on our social media pages for broadcast only on Today on One.
This is my favorite gear, cause it speaks for me and all my brothers. Nivea Men Black and White Deo. With 5 times Deo action to protect you and your favorite gear from stains. Try Nivea's #1 anti-stain deodorant. Nivea Men, it starts with you.
The town of Oraniemund is open for business. Oraniemund's transformation from a closed mining town to an open and economically diverse town is a truly remarkable story told in a new TV and web series. Tune in to the virtual launch of this series on All One Africa TV and 99FM social media pages on Tuesday morning, the 28th of September, starting at 11 a.m. Find out how Economic Development Agency, UNDIS, and various development partners work to transform the country's best-kept secret, the town of Oraniemund.
Time now for today's sports update with Chairo Musiandaka.
Welcome to Sports on One. I'm Chairo Musiandaka. Following the launch of the Namibia Annual Sports Awards 2021, the Namibia Sports Commission earlier this week announced the sponsors to the event as well as the breakdown of the prize money for the top achievers. More on this story from our sports desk.
In line with its vision, the Namibia Sport Commission, in collaboration with the Ministry of Sport, Youth and National Service, will be hosting the 17th edition of the Namibia Annual Sport Awards in Windhoek. The event is scheduled for Saturday, the 30th of September 2021 at Windhoek Gymnasium School Hall under the theme Celebrating Sporting Excellence. Prize money in the different categories ranges from 10,000 Namibia dollars to 200,000 Namibia dollars. The NASA continues to grow, and in efforts to give back to the community, this year's event will include the Community Aspiration Award, which was initiated at the 2019 edition in Ondangwa. At a recent event, the Minister of Sport, Youth and National Service, Agnes Chongarero, noted that despite the Commerce region hosting the event, she urged other regions to bid for hosting rights in the future. Chongarero also highlighted current achievements in the sporting fraternity, further requesting for the private sector to get involved in sport development in the country.
Well, that's all the time we have for you today. Join us next week for some more Sports on One, and don't forget to follow us on our social media pages. Back to you, Maggie.
Thanks a lot, Charo, for the latest in sports. Time now for the weather forecast.
Now a look at the weather forecast, but first an advisory from the Windhoek Met office. Heatwave conditions will persist in the north this weekend. The interior will be partly cloudy and hot in the Karas, Omaheke and Khomas regions. Elsewhere, partly cloudy and very hot. The coast will be partly cloudy and mild to warm, and wind will be moderate to fresh southwesterly. Now let's have a look at the minimum and maximum temperatures across the country and beyond.
That is all we have for you. Join us again for a repeat at 9:30 and the Omnibus Saturdays from 9 to 4. From me, Maggie Forciero, and the rest of the team. Till next time, it's good night.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future. A hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM. Black sunrise, always gonna be a surprise, 'cause we don't know the way it's going to go, 'cause we can see the way it's going to be, 'cause we can see.
We're talking about COVID. Baba G, tell us about the day you found out you had COVID.
The day I found out I have COVID. Just a typical day. I didn't understand how I got COVID, because I was always covered, I was always with my hand sanitizer. It came with my wife. And that whole day, I was thinking, what's gonna happen to me? I'm gonna survive. My kids, I was losing my tasting, smelling. There were some days I will test my taste buds and put like 4 or 5 chilies in my coffee. No ways. I didn't taste it.
So did you also lose your appetite in the process?
It was very funny. In the first week, no, I was chowing. I was chowing like I will wake up like midnight and make for me something. But after the first week, then the appetite was gone. When you go to bed, your body is also automatically switching off. And that's a dangerous time for COVID. It's like glass pinching you, cutting you inside your lungs. Then the heart was pumping like rabbit pumps. You are losing a lot of fluids at night.
Is that through fever or what?
Yeah, it's through fever.
So have you experienced any side effects from having contracted COVID-19?
No, not yet. Maybe still coming, but not yet.
And your wife?
She was complaining about light head. It's an annoying headache. It's light, but it's annoying.
So basically, you didn't take any prescribed medicine from the doctor to recover from COVID?
No, I didn't. The only thing I was using is Desperin for my blood not to clot. Because for some people, when your lungs are really, really infected, your blood will start to clot from the lungs, close all the airways. That's where we are passing. I'm smoking cigarette, and when you were a smoker, and COVID in your lungs now.
So then after you both found out you had COVID, what did you guys do to protect the kids?
The kids move out from the house. The Buddhists will come, then we will collect everything for them and just put for them outside. When they came, just grab the food and go.
So what was the biggest battle for you? Was it mental or physical?
Mentally. Mentally was the biggest battle. I'm actually an international movie maker, and my career was cut off. I couldn't put bread on the table. There were some days have one meal for the day, then went to bed. And that was hitting me in my mind. What if Blessing gets corona now? Where am I gonna go? Who can I help? There were also some people depend on us in the rural areas. We couldn't help them. My future was black, dark, dark, dark. I couldn't even see that small light at the end of the tunnel. One day, my daughter decided, now, I want to see my father today. And I just told her, yeah, she can come. The first words was, Daddy, I was praying for you yesterday night. Don't worry, Corona will go back soon. And I was asking, from where? From Namibia? She said, no, not from Namibia, from you. And you are not looking good. And she was actually heartbroken. Until today, she hates Corona. From there, then I was like, oh, okay. If the smallest one is saying this, why am not picking me up self and do the right thing and get rid of this thing? That's where I started to run, to practice, coming to my quiet place. And actually, the main thing that broke my heart during that time was there was no one. The time of COVID, there was no one.
So can you tell us where we are right now?
We are at my silent place. I call this place my silent place. I will come here when the COVID is hitting me like 120%. Looking at the ocean, then you will hear voices like, no, you don't belong here. Today, you don't belong here. Get up and go home. Some days, they will nurse you like, no, you will survive. Your future is a bright future. You must not give up now. Think about your kids. Think about the people around you. Even the wind will do that. Actually, you must meditate. The thing of COVID is, looks like COVID is afraid of the warmness and is friends with the coldness. So the whole time you are baking in the sun, it helps a lot.
So is that what you did?
Yeah, I did. I will do that twice a day. This was supposed to be a golden year for me, a very, very good golden year for me. But then COVID decided, no, this is not going to be your golden year. Everything was cancelled. We, the filmmakers, this year, from the international shoots, lost lot of money.
You've lost 3 family members? Is it all due to COVID?
No, not all due to COVID. First one, my sister. She was very close to me. She contracted COVID April, and she was in ICU for 3 months. The COVID damaged her lungs, and at the stage her lungs collapsed and she couldn't breathe without the machines. Her kidneys failed, her liver has failed. COVID is real. First of all, COVID is real. It's not a joke. Most of the people, they fall away from COVID regulations. Still early to fall away from COVID regulations. We must still go in line with those COVID regulations.
And how long did you say it took you to recover?
3 weeks, 21 days.
What must somebody do to change your mind from that negative perspective to that positive?
COVID, no job, it's very dangerous. There was one day I just decided I'm gonna take a rope, go to the jetty, sit around there, and after all I will hang there by the jetty. The time I arrived here there was no wind, out of nowhere, the ocean was like angry, and it started to get cold, and I was like, but it was just nice weather. Then I sat down. Then the universe will talk with you, the wind, the sun, the ocean. That's the main thing of COVID. If you don't save yourself, no one will save you. And we must always appreciate what we have around us. That's the main thing in COVID. If you don't appreciate what you have around you, no, you will lose your head.
Smile, smile, smile. When you walk with me, I just want you to smile, smile.
My industry and what I've done with my hands in Namibia, it's going all over the world, and here you are, Papa G, you want to quit? Now, I'm excited for 2021. It's not gonna be the same like 2020 now. I'm making back in the groove.
Give me food, clothes, water, and shelter. Nothing else, no matter. You're my moonlight in my oven. Let all my sins be forgiven. Happiness rain on me. Never let the children cry. Namibia, smile for
Emil on the mic. I wanna be my best. I wanna live my life. I wanna wake up every morning to do what I love. I know it's not easy, but I'm gonna try. Mama raised no fool, it's been a long time coming. Watch me fly. Watch me fly. Watch me fly. I got the power of skills I have to lead. I have to do this for my family to eat. Don't distract me. Don't blind me. I got to build. Say DTC. I know what I want, what I have to do. I work smart to get my money back. My dreams are real, I'm gonna build my village up. I wanna be my best. I wanna live my life. I wanna wake up every morning to do what I love. I know it's not easy, but I'm gonna try. Mama raised no fool, it's been a long time coming. Watch me fly. We keep pushing, we keep moving, we keep proving. Every day on the move. What what you gonna do? We keep doing what we know best. We counting all money cash. I was in Marrakesh. I live my life at my best. You can judge me, I don't care. Just know I'm coming for the rest. Time's ticking, I'm watching on my wrist. Keep counting blue. We keep marching. We keep